Welcome to Chapter 7, Problem 10 and 11, Homework Helps. I apologize, I'm suffering from a cold, so I may cough during this recording. So going into this question, two things to remember: that every adjusting entry affects one income account and one balance sheet account. And when we're dealing with adjusted entries, there's a three-step process that determines our course of action, determine what the account balance equals, what it should equal, and what the adjustment to get to that final amount should be. So just to save some time, the accounts receivable amounts are listed in our original question here at the top, preparing the aging of receivable analysis for December 31st. You can see that our amounts are listed right here. Oops, not a great line. Anyway, those are there, and then right under them you'll also see your percentages. So you're simply going to plug that information in to the spreadsheet, and our amounts for those percentages are 1%, 2%, 5%, 7%, and then 10%. And this calculation is done for you. That allowance for doubtful accounts is a credit account, so that's why I chose credit here. So our ending amount is $14,070. Now going into question B and C, you'll see that it says that we're supposed to prepare the adjusted entry to record the bad debt expense using the estimate from Part A. That is this answer here, $14,070. So going into our first question, record the estimate bad debt assuming that the allowance for doubtful accounts is $4,500 credit balance. So when we're dealing with a credit balance, and this is a credit account, we're starting with $4,500. We need that bad debt expense and the allowance for doubtful accounts to total $14,070. So we're going to add $9,570 to that $4,500 credit to equal the $14,070. So our adjustment that needs to be made is the $9,570. For our second question, again, we'll be working with that bad debt expense and the doubtful account allowance. And this time we're starting with a debit. So since this is a credit account, we're going to be subtracting that $1,000 debit amount. So we're going to need to increase that required adjustment to $15,070, so that when we subtract that $1,000, we're hitting that adjusted amount of $14,070. And going into question 3, we're going to be using this same type of same scale at the top, but we're going to be finding our initial allowance for doubtful accounts, assuming the company uses a 6% of total accounts receivable to estimate the uncollectibles instead of the aging. So we're not really going to look at the information here. We're only going to be using this figure and 6%. So to get that figure, we're going to take our total of $615,000 and we're going to multiply that by 0.06, and that gives us $36,900. And again, this is a credit account. The normal balance is on the credit side. So going into our additional two questions, prepare the adjusted entry for the bad debit expense using the estimate for Part A, which is our $36,900. That is our final adjusted amount. So we have to figure out what the adjustment needs to be if we're starting with a credit of $12,900. And again, if we're starting with $12,900 and we want to end up at $36,900, that adjustment amount is $24,000. And then for our record estimated bad debit, assuming that the allowance account has a $1,900 debit balance. So again, if this is normally a credit account, if we're starting with a debit balance, we're going to need to subtract that from our adjusted amount, our adjustment to equal our adjusted amount of $36,900. So that amount is $38,800. You would then subtract that $1,900 from it, which would give us our ending adjusted balance of $36,900.